Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. Featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip-hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts.
What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. We got the artist formerly known as Slick Pulla. We're gonna do it. We'll do a little Throwback Thursday real quick. You know, back in the day, you had what was a super accomplishment at the time, a Gangsta Grills mixtape with DJ Drama, Election Day. It's one of my personal favorites. But you was just about to tell me a story about you didn't get to see the fruits of your labor and when you became aware of what was going on with it and all that.
I had missed out on the fruits of the labor on that because right when I dropped Election Day, I dropped Election Day, then right after that I did a mixtape called Omerta. What I had did with DJ Folk in the Empire, and I had met this guy, and we was gonna do like an independent distribution of it. I ended up getting jammed up like right after that happened. But while I was in the county, I had saw Double XL had an extension magazine which was pretty much about production. They would talk about
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it was called Scratch, and they had made
Scratch.
Scratch. It was like for the hot mixtapes or the hot mixtapes at that time, and they made it out like, oh, that was pretty big, you know. That somebody noticed, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, mixtapes they get noticed, but for them to notice that, it just felt big and mean like people were tuning in and really listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that was dope. I was like, that would have been out on the streets when it came out. I could have just really just made it just go extra big. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
You know, that's funny because one of the questions I was gonna ask you about it was, it sounded like I say at least like 5 to 7 songs on there without losing any of the quote unquote gangsterness or whatever. Could have been radio songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you which song would you have liked to have seen pushed as a single?
I'm trying to think of the track listing on there. I definitely would have wanted to push D-Boy Step with BG, because that would have been a good look. It was a song that could have been a radio, but it also could have got BG on that thing. You know what I'm saying? BG is a down south, a street down south icon. You know what I'm saying? With the thing what he did with Cashman and the Hot Boys. You know what I'm saying? That's always a good look. You know what I'm saying? So
well, if you was going off features, you had the Young Buck feature too.
Yeah, I sure did have a Young Buck on that guy. The Young Buck was on that guy. And I like that Yes I Am. That Yes I Am was hard too. That first song, that Yes I Am. You know what I'm saying? It was like a lot of really, if it would have been like right then when I got jammed up, the whole viral thing wasn't going on. I saw the viral game start taking place as I was jammed up. But really, that's the kind of mixtape you could have just shot a whole bunch of videos too. Really could have been like a whole vlog to the Election Day. Like,
well, I mean, back in that day, bro, you might have been able to press up the DVDs and do some numbers.
Exactly, because my whole thing, I was a Republican. The name of the crew was the Congressman, so it could have just been like Election Day. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to look at like putting out a project was kind of like a political campaign. Because I used to look at it like you know, when you're doing the promo tours, that's the same thing what people running for office do. They go from state to state. Word. And that's pretty much a promo tour. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what I'm saying? We've owned the streets back. Slicky P. Noon, power to the streets, Republican. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my state to state campaign politicking. You know what I'm saying? But it was on the trench level. You know what I'm saying?
Word. And you know what stood out to me? I'm a big comic book fan, and then you had a Bobby Drake project, but you know, you said you called yourself Bobby Drake in one of the lyrics. So
Bobby Drake, yeah, that's one of the aliases, Bobby Drake.
So I was just curious. So are you a comics fan? You into the original X-Men?
Yeah, man. X-Men was on one of my favorite comics growing up. You know what I'm saying? And then when I was young, my cousin's father, I used to go visit my cousin's father. They stayed up there in Cobb. So every summer I would go up there and stay with them. But he used to buy sports cards. But then he also started getting the Marvel cards too. So that's how I started learning their real names, like Punisher real names.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I started learning all their real names. And I, you know what I'm saying? Like I had a friend who used to rap. He was big, like the Kingpin. I used to call him Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I used to use that. I was always the kind of person, I try to say things where people got to catch on to get. You know what I'm saying? So using those real names, using the real comic characters' names, be like, who is that? Then when they found out, they'd be like, oh, that was hard how he did that. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole thing with Bobby Drake, because I said the human chandelier, because we were in the jury, but once you people that's the Iceman. Oh man, Home killed them with that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to always try to do. I like to say things will make you got to find out what I'm talking about, because when you find out what I'm talking about and it resonates to you, it makes the bar harder then, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then it also it gives a possibility of like somebody finding new enjoyment in the song, in the same song down the road when they do catch the meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like they get that Marvel card and they like, okay, that's what Slick was talking about. Okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because like I've definitely like you know been reading a book or something, you know, seen a name and I heard it in like a Wu-Tang song. So now all of a sudden something makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what it's about. That's what MCing is about. It's not about just laying it out and to get. It's about giving them something to take them somewhere. When they catch it, it makes it feel better then when you get it. You know what I'm saying? When you just give it to them right out, then it's over with. Now they looking for something else. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes you can just like they depend on what the song, you know, it's depending on what kind of song it is, what kind of beat it is, depending on if you just gonna give it right to them like a simplistic beat. You might as well go on and give it to them because you got to be catchy. But when you on them beats and you trying to go in, you got to play with them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, word, yo. If you trying to be a rapper, listen to what he just said. That's some great advice. All right, like I said, this one gonna be short, so I just got two more quick questions. You know, for those who weren't there, how would you explain how important it was, or how much it solidified one to have a real Gangsta Grillz album? Or mixtape, you know, because like they was literal mixtapes.
You know, back then the Gangsta Grills, you know, back then when you was doing the Gangsta Grills, you know what I'm saying, that was the route. Everybody wanted the Gangsta Grills, and you know, I had 4 that was my first one, and then I ended up doing Election Day. That was the second one. So you know, that was a good look. You know what I'm saying? If like he was on the Gangsta Grill at that time, that means it was official. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was better than being on the freshman cover at that point. I mean, like the brand got a little saturated over there, but like when you was on it, like that was like the cream of the crop. You feel me?
Exactly, cause the freshman covers, double XL freshman covers wasn't really going on like that if I went down the road the first time. You know what I'm saying? I know when I came home from down the road, first freshman cover I saw, it might have been the one with I'm thinking it was the one that came down the road the first time. The freshman cover I saw was the one that had Freddie Gibbs on it. I think it had Freddie Gibbs. I want to say it might have been the one with Freddie Gibbs and Nippin on.
Wiz Khalifa, yeah.
And
bro, that is so perfect because I swear to God, the last question I was gonna ask you, because when we do the main episode, I ain't gonna get into C.T.E at all, and I'm just curious, what was the energy like musically there when Freddie Gibbs first came?
Well,
because y'all got some great songs. That first C.T.E project he has, I think it's, I don't know, it got the cartoon cover. You're on like number 17. Like you had a particularly good verse. And then there was the other one.
I got you. Yeah,
it's all good, bro. My podcast be like that all the time. Sometimes it be my daughter wanting to come meet the rapper.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it was a good era of creativity at that time. You know, it was a lot of other kind of stuff going on, but you know, the
Well, I really like music. Musically, I really like the couple songs you and Gibbs did in that period.
Exactly. We had a good vibe together. We had that 17. We had that one over that Jay-Z Benny Siegel song, that Where Have You Been? You know what I'm saying? And then we had a couple more that never came out. You know what I'm saying? We was vibing good. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, all the artists was gelling real good at that time. You know what I'm saying? There was other things going on, but as far as like me, Gibbs, 211, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else who was kicking it at that time, we was gelling real good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why the music was coming out.
Speaking of John, then we'll close with this since we talking about C.T.E at the time. Like I always love songs with you and Blood Raw, and I was excited to see that y'all got a tour y'all got a tour coming up.
Yeah, most definitely. Slick franchise, call my dog Raw Wade. You know what I'm saying? Me and Blood Raw been double teaming them tracks. You know what I'm saying? I even met Raw before we even had the situation with Young. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we had a guy from New York who was kind of messing music. He was kind of behind Young. I don't know if you remember Young One. He was on with Rough Riders.
Yeah.
He was from Mechanicsville. He was from Atlanta. Yeah. So his manager was a guy named Suge, and they was putting together a team called the Green Fellas, and it was a homeboy from Kirkwood, female from her name she was from Summerhill. Her name was Pissed Off, and then it was me and a couple of other guys, and we was looking for another guy. We had met Raw had just got out. Hello?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, Raw had just got out, and we had met. So I knew Raw before I even met. You know what I'm saying? Before I saw him again with the Young situation.
That's what's up, man. Pissed Off might be the best rap name I ever heard in my life, man.
Yeah. Her name was Pissed Off, and she was hard, and she from Summer Hill. She was kind of like like you know what I'm saying, kind of like Eve or something like that. But she was dope. Yeah.
Hey, that's funny you say that. You see this shirt I'm wearing?
What you got on? Let me see what you got on. What you got going now?
Man, I'm not getting on camera good. It's old Ice Cube in New York.
Yeah, you got O'Shea on that guy.
Yeah, like hey, look, this is the first time I wore the John, and this don't got nothing to do with it. You just made me think of it. My daughter looked at it, my youngest, my 8-year-old, and she was like, he looked grumpy. But yeah, that's just a quick throwback Thursday about the Gangsta Grill election. The artist formerly known as Slick Pulla, Super Fact Show.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, brother.